Hey, what's up you guys? It's Chicks. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to spring. We are officially past the solstice, which means that spring is here. The weather's warming up. It's starting to rain a little bit, which is so nice because it has been super dry, at least where I am. And we have really needed some moisture around here. But because spring is finally here, that means I finally get to launch my collection with Sunflower. This is going to be running until I decide it stops, until I decide summer starts, I suppose, because I think, oh my gosh, hiccup, I think traditionally, the solstice for summer is June 21st, but like, it's probably gonna be June 1st when this collection drops. I decided only to wait until the solstice for this one in particular, because we had the Valentine's Day one going around, and I didn't want to just have that one up for a week because people seem to really enjoy the character design, so I wanted to have those out for a little bit longer. But anyway, time to get into these little sunflower designs, introduce all of them to you. Okay, really quickly, before we get too deep into this particular speed paint, I just want to mention, I am so sorry if my voice sounds like awful. I just woke up and I also have been sick for a few days. I feel like I'm sick all of the time, but I'm not sick in the way that I'm just like tired and a little nauseous. I'm sick in the way that like my throat hurts. I get a constant headache. There's so much pressure in my brain, and my throat is just like absolutely raw. So if I sound a little scratchy today, I am so sorry. It has been like days. I am so over it. I am ready to not be sick anymore. But anyway, getting into our first little design here. So this one was a bit of a troublemaker for me for many reasons. First being the taste. So as you can see, this is Lavender Lemonade. I originally wanted it to be an Italian soda, but for some reason when we were doing the taste test portion of like the kind of designing the menu, the lavender just gets swallowed up by the Italian soda base. I do not know why. It just tasted like a really sour Sprite. And so that obviously was not working. So I figured it was most likely the sparkling soda base that was causing the problem, because the lemon came through fine, but again, the lavender just swallowed up, absolutely. So I figured it would be better if I wanted that lemon and that lavender to go more harmoniously together, I would just do a lemonade. Lemon and lavender is a flavor that I am very fond of. I have been for a very long time. The first time I ever had it was several years ago now, like almost 10. Oh my god. In Texas, where we had these like donut holes that were lavender flavored with like little lemon drizzle on top and like poppy seeds, and it was so good. I mean, I think about those donut holes so often, and every single time I hear lavender, I'm like, pop some lemon in there, because it was just such a good flavor combination. I was like, it's spring, that means light kind of floral flavors, some citrus going on in there. I absolutely want to do something with these flavors. So because the Italian soda didn't work, I ended up doing a lemonade, because lemonade base already very lemony, duh, but it's not like, it doesn't have anything in it. I think that would overpower the lavender syrup. In fact, lemonade is a very good like base for adding other flavors in, like peach, mango, whatever else you want to add to it. It takes flavors very well while not losing all of its original essence. So I decided to do a lemonade, and here we are. For this character design, I guess, I wanted to keep things very simple, but also kind of like have a little bit of detail in there. The same thing for all of these characters. I went with just icons for this particular batch because, doing the previous designs, I struggled so very much, because I was doing like head and shoulders, and in such a short amount of time. I did the same thing again this month, you guys. I messed up. I messed up because I had so many commissions that I was taking on that I realized, same thing again. I was like, uh-oh, these are due in 2 days. I need to get these done. I had already planned for them to be icons because of last month, but thank God I did that, because otherwise I would have been crying and pulling my hair out probably. But I ended up getting them through. Anyway, character design. I really liked it. I wanted her to be kind of like hippy dippy flower child kind of vibe, because that's just what like lavender is for me. It's very, very much like a chill, easygoing kind of person. And then I decided to kind of drive that point home a little bit with her makeup, because I was thinking very like 60s, 70s. I wanted to give her kind of like a Twiggy-esque makeup look, have kind of like a 70s little blowout for her hair, and then just pop some little lavender in there. And then of course I gave her big ginormous like lemon slice earrings, because I think those are very 60s, 70s as well. There was a lot of patterning involved back then. A lot of it was like citrus themed. So I thought everything just kind of like worked very perfectly, harmoniously together. I had a very hard time lining this one for some reason. I was just really, really struggling with her hair. I'm sure you guys can see from this Peep paint, but I am glad that it all eventually came together and we ended up with this extremely cute little piece. So here she is, Lavender Lemonade. So next up we have this drink, which was actually the first one we initially designed, and that was Toasted Peep. So because it's spring, we have Easter, there's Peeps, marshmallows of all varieties going around everywhere right now, even in plushie form now, which I think is awesome. I wish that those had existed when I was a baby. Good Lord, I would have loved a giant Peep pillow, because I hate Peeps, but I love how they look. Controversial. I don't like marshmallows. I don't like the texture of marshmallows. I like the taste of marshmallows. I do not like the texture of marshmallows. So things like Peeps and stuff, I cannot eat them, but I can eat s'mores, because when they melt, it alters the texture. Marshmallow fluff, I can't do, because it's basically the same. It's just the gooey, fluffy part of the marshmallow that I don't like. I don't know what it is. I think it's something about like the way that they kind of like, this is so weird, but like foam in your mouth a little bit. I don't like that. It leaves like a film, and it icks me out the same way Cool Whip icks me out. I don't like Peeps, but I like the taste of them. I like the theoretical taste of them. If they are in something else, like a Rice Krispie, I love that. Anyway, Sunflower has a toasted marshmallow syrup. So it was kind of, common thought to absolutely do a toasted marshmallow latte, and then the person that does the ice cream up there, she was like, what if we made like a cold foam and then did a little Peep on top, and we could like toast it or like creme brulee it or something. And it just sounded so adorable, and I immediately had a character design in mind for that piece. So I was like, absolutely, that is what we are doing. That sounds so cute. Toasted Peep it is. So here is that design. I knew that I wanted to go for a bunny Peep kind of thing, because I just visually, I like bunny Peeps, but I included a little yellow chick classic Peep on the top of her head, because both the owner and the co-owner were like, I always think of the yellow chicks. Controversial. I always think of those, because those are the classic, those are the OGs. Gotta have those in there somewhere. So I was like, okay, I'll give her like the little pink bunny ears, because I love the bunny Peeps. Again, just visually, because I don't eat Peeps. But I will give her like a little yellow chick friend on the top of her head, because that would be cute. And then just designing her overall color palette was very simple. I just was like, every pastel. There's no purple. But I basically was like, yellow, pink, purple, a little bit of green. Okay, like every pastel. It's so easy. I had no trouble rendering this character. Funnily enough, it was the first character I designed, but the last character I ended up rendering, which I thought was a little bit interesting. And yeah, it just went by so smoothly. I literally basically had to do absolutely nothing for this character. It just was like, bam, and now she's done. I didn't struggle with her design in any way. I didn't struggle with her rendering in any way. There was a lapse in judgment I had, where I was like, should the tips of her hair be baby blue, or should they be mint green? And I ended up accidentally doing both, because when I rendered her hair, I rendered it all blonde, because what I normally do is with two-toned hair, little tutorial here for you guys, with two-toned hair, I take a base color. Sometimes I even do gray, but in this case, if it's a lighter color, I'll usually do like the lighter color that will just be the whole hair, and then I'll go on another layer, I'll set a clipping mask, and then I will lay the color down over where it's supposed to be, and then I'll just mess with the layer modes until I find one that puts the color over correctly, like, to make it the final result, if that makes sense. So you guys saw me do that with the tips of her hair. I painted all of it blonde, and then I went in with that baby blue / mint green color, and then I just messed with the layer modes until I found one that layered properly, because sometimes it's either, like, blown out, or, it's not the right color, or it's like a different undertone. And sometimes when I'm struggling with that, again, and that is when I go and sometimes I'll set the layer mode to something that turns it gray, and then I'll go over on top of that one and clip it to the next one, and then go in with the actual color again, because having a gray base, sometimes you can just pop the color over it. This works for darker colors as well, like brown. Sometimes when I'm rendering black hair, like if somebody has like black two-toned hair, but the second color is also a little bit darker, then I can go ahead and do that as well. You just have to kind of like get a feel for it, but it is so much easier than like going in and like trying to individually render a gradient. It is stressful, it is obnoxious sometimes, but I need to remember how to do that again, because especially with me tinkering around with traditional, again, I'm gonna need to remember how to do that. But anyway, yeah, no qualms with this character. I struggled absolutely none at all. So here is our lovely toasted Peep. So this next character is actually my favorite on the menu, taste-wise. Design-wise, it will be the last speed paint in this video, but taste-wise, this is my favorite. And this is the Almond Pistachio Latte. Oh, green tea latte. Not latte, it's not a latte, it's a green tea. Oh my goodness, I'm so sick, you guys. Almond Pistachio green tea. It's a green tea. And it is so yummy. I adore it so much. It is again just such a tasty flavor. Almond and pistachio go so much better than I would have ever thought they were. Almond is very like when you're eating it, it's not as sweet, but almond syrups tend to be like very rich, very sweet. And then the pistachio comes in and adds a little bit of salty tang to it, and it just, they marry together so well. I was shocked. Like, I literally was like, let's do almond pistachio and taste those together at first, and then I thought I was gonna have to add like a third syrup as like a sweetener, like a vanilla or something like that, but I did not at all. Perfect, melts in your mouth kind of flavor. It was so delicious. I think about this tea all the time. I had it as an iced tea. Delicious. It is so sweet. But anyway, because it is a very nutty iced tea, when I think tea, I think very like bookwormy sort of character. So I ended up going with this very simple, just kind of like short bob, cute little green glasses, like a pistachio shell, with these two little barrettes in her hair, because that's what they're supposed to be. I know they look just like I slapped an almond and pistachio on there, but they're supposed to be hair clips. They're supposed to be hair clips holding her bangs back. And then I just kept the color palette, oh my gosh, very simple, just a lot of like warm tones, browns and greens, because it's nutty almond pistachio. So again, everything was just very simple here. I didn't want to go too detailed with this character because I feel like the drink itself is so simple and mellow that I wanted the character design to be as well. And yeah, rendering her was very simple, very easy. I didn't really struggle too much at all. I had some moments with her glasses because I really liked how I rendered her eyes, and I was really upset because I knew I had to cover them up, especially with how I had them angled kind of like half downwards, because if I had done them like fully over her eyes, then that just absolutely wouldn't have worked. But even with them half covered, it covers up more than I would have liked. But I still like her design. I didn't want to get rid of the glasses because they are such like a fundamental part of the design, and like this character as like a design aspect, I guess. So I didn't want to fully get rid of them. So I ended up just settling for angling them downward, and that made me a little confused when it came to rendering, just like proportionally, like if they looked correct or not. It was very, for some reason I was very confused working on them. I've drawn glasses before, guys, I swear, but I was struggle bussing with this piece for some reason. But once I got those out of the way, everything else was just very simple. I went in, I turned the glasses layer off, rendered everything, turned them back on at the end, scooched them around, and then this character came to be. So here is Almond Pistachio Green Tea. So here we have our final character design for the Sunflower collab for spring, and this character is very near and dear to me, both because she is a monster girl and also because she is based on a roll cake that I bake with my partner each spring. It is a gluten-free green tea Swiss roll cake that we fold in strawberry cream cheese in the middle. We don't fold them. So what we do is we bake the layer cake, and then on the side I hop in and I go make a cream cheese frosting filling, and then we chop up some strawberries, fold those in, and then we layer that in the roll it up until it's a roll. And it's just so good every single time. The matcha, the strawberries, matcha strawberry is such a good flavor combination. If you have never had something that includes both, my God, if you have one of those things or both of those things, go get the other or put them together right now, because it is good. It is so good. You don't have to make a Swiss roll. You can make literally whatever you want. Go make like a matcha cupcake and put some strawberry frosting on top. Combine those flavors somehow, some way, your choice. It is so good. You will not regret. So the way that we combined them for this piece, for this menu item, it is a matcha milkshake. It's matcha strawberry based, with a cream cheese cold foam on top. Like if you go and order boba, if you get cheese foam, that's what this is. So it's got little strawberry cold foam matcha strawberry base, ice cream, delicious, yummy milkshake. It is so good. I love this. I love this flavor combination, and I love this character design. So let's get into it. So this one is a strawberry demon, because I couldn't help myself. I had to make a monster girl. They're always one of my most popular designs, and they're always one of the ones that I have the most absolute fun designing, and it was not hard to come up with a design for this character. I instantly was like, okay, I'm giving her strawberry horns, and her hair is going to be matcha, obviously. She's going to have the little Swiss roll buns. That's going to be super easy. I had a ton of fun rendering those. You guys will see once I get into that part of this bead paint. I had so much fun. It was very easy. It's so cute. I loved it. So those were very simple. The only thing I regret about this character is when I was doing the color planning for her design, I was like, I should give her baby hairs that look like vines, and I forgot them so many times, to the point where I didn't realize until the sticker was printing. And then I was like, oh well, if I forgot them that many times, then they clearly were not meant to be. Because I made them in the initial or they weren't in the initial planning stage, which is why I didn't end up lining them. They were in the color stage, and then I forgot about them when I went into actually mapping them out, because I mapped the colors traditionally for only this piece because I was feeling silly, I guess, that day. And so I planned it out there and was like, that's cute, I'm going to do that. And then I came back and I forgot to add them in the lines again. And then I came in to do the color and I forgot to add them in the color. And then I went to do the render and I forgot to add them in the render. So that's just like 4 or 5 times chances that I had to add these vines and I didn't, so they just were not meant to be. But I still like how the character turned out regardless. I really like the color palette that I ended up going with. It was very vibrant. It printed very well too. I was super stoked about that. I thought it was so pretty. And yeah, everything just really came together for this piece and for this collab as well. So here is our little strawberry matcha roll cake. So here are all of the designs for Sunflower's spring collab, spring menu, their little sticker designs. I'm so happy with them. I hope you guys think they are cute. If you do think they're cute, these will be available on my coffee shop as well, for those of you who are nowhere around the area that Sunflower is located in. If you guys would like to go and check out Sunflower yourself, they're located on West Central in Wichita, Kansas. I highly suggest you go and check them out. They are wonderful, amazing people up there. They have so many good things on the menu, not just these drinks that I've made with them. They have so many of their own awesome, amazing things. I highly recommend you go and check them out. And if you feel like picking up one of these drinks on the way, please do, because it makes me so happy. I sometimes will get comments on these YouTube videos, and that shocks me, at people that were like, I was just there and I saw one of your stickers, and I was like, oh my god, You were just there? What do you mean? Because I forget that there is a chance that people will, like, be near me and see my content. For some reason, all of you are, like, a million miles away in my mind. You're, like, nowhere near me. So I see that and I'm like, what? Awesome. That's so cool. So yeah, if you're able to go and check out Sunflower, please do. Please tell me about it, because I love to hear about it. And again, if you're nowhere near Sunflower, these will be available on my coffee shop as well. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to my patrons, as of course, every single month. You guys are amazing. I love you guys so much. I'm doing so many cool things on there. I'm finally getting into doing weekly podcasts. I've been saying that I wanted to do it for months and I haven't been, but I've been very on top of it. I'm about to record this week's after I finish this voiceover. So I hope you guys are excited to hear about my week, hear about me being super sick. Anyways, if you want to go check out that, Patreon will also be linked down in the description alongside everything else. I love you guys so much, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.